Then the inspiration are obviously landscapes, so wide outback. In this case, it's Argentina, so we see the silhouette of the Gaucho.
Okay.
So
is that where the cuna, the animal,
exactly,
the camel?
Exactly. So a lot of them are, let's say, the outdoor, also where we take inspiration and where obviously we take from nature to create our fabric. So Argentina, you have the Gaucho, where you see also the Gaucho shirt, the Bolero jacket, the Spaniard jacket. And here, this is all, it's an applique embroidery technique where it's actually cashmere embroidered on cashmere, so they're cut out and then embroidered. Okay. And this is another really interesting.
What's the name of the technique?
It's applique.
Applique.
Okay, it's an embroidery technique. This is cornely. Instead, it's another type of embroidery where you see you have these let's say this fabric that it's actually a machine. It's a machine that was invented in the 1850s. Okay. That does this kind of embroidery and this kind of decoration, and it's a really very rare machine that does this cornely workmanship with these pieces of fabric.
So delicate.
It's beautiful. Then here we have more of an evening part, a cape. The Spagna cape for the men with the tuxedo and the grain de poudre. Beautiful. And then there is a horseback inspiration, so both from the Gaucho, which is obviously a horse rider in Argentina, but also more of that upper equestrian. In this case, we have a grain de poudre with the peplon and the jaguar.
Beautiful.
This is also an interesting workmanship because it's a silk, quilted silk, exactly. And this is also beautiful. This is actually an embroidery. It's cashmere thread. It's called fil de Boulogne, and it's you're actually embroidering the thread. So this
How do you pronounce it?
Fil de Boulogne.
Okay.
Pont de Boulogne, which is this
cashmere.
This cashmere. So it's
fiber.
actually cashmere thread that you embroider, and then you see it's connected with another silk thread, and there's also a bit of lame in there.
Beautiful.
Of lyrics. Then here we start more with, like, let's say, the England and Scotland. Okay.
I can tell
here
from
we
the color.
have really exactly more of the Scottish part where we have this beautiful. This is a waxed moleskin. Inside we have our tartan in bush wool with the baby cashmere.
Wow. So the inner line is baby cashmere?
No, this is baby cashmere. This is actually cashwool.
Cashwool,
wish and cashmere. Wish wool and cashmere.
Get it.
This is also a beautiful fabric. It's a buffet with this check, and it's cashmere, silk, and wool. And actually, the silk are the threads that are making the check patterns. Okay.
Got it.
So it's a really interesting technique as well. Or these intarsia, either here in the sweater, the tweed, or the jacket that you see here. Obviously, our cashmere double coats and the check pattern.
Also, a lot of like menswear elements embedded into the women's wear.
Yes,
like the double plates trousers over there.
Exactly.
And also those.
That's very, because I mean, obviously, Loro Piana was born from a tailoring, so more tailoring fabrics in men's, and then moved into women's. So a lot of the silhouettes are the same in men's and women's, or they would start out in men's and then they would be moved over to women's. So a lot of the bases that we use, both for pants and for example, the Maremma jacket or this jacket that you see here, we always have it both for men and women, and they're always, mostly come from menswear jackets that then we move into women.
Got it.
It's a suede jacket.
What is this name?
It's called Maremma, which is an area in eastern Tuscany, between Tuscany and Lazio, central Italy, where they hunt or the truffles or other. So it's a mountainous area that goes down to the sea as well.
Okay.
And so this jacket was actually a hunting jacket with the insert of the cashmere.
Wow.
This allows movement.
Got it.
Okay. This is double alpaca. So it's actually alpaca, which is reversible. You have
the
both
color
sides
combination is just amazing.
here, and then this other jacket in Melton. Baby cashmere for
I found like this kind of like a
peplon.
Yes, peplon shape is very beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very structured. Very
Yes.
Very, I mean, it obviously comes from a riding coat. From a riding gods. This is a shirling that's embroidered with the belt motif.
Is that a thread?
It's a thread. It's a yarn. It's practically a yarn that's embroidered to create this.
Feels so warm.
Yeah, and inside you have the cashmere lining with a little bit of padding as well.
This one is so beautiful.
Again, this is more or less just another variation of that.
It's like a bomber jacket, but
It's like a bomber jacket, which is half cashmere, and then the other part is knitted cashmere in the English rib.
Oh, and even the button is like a
Yes, it has a horse.
Yes. So it's meant to create it for doing some actions.
Exactly. You create. This is what I was showing you that has those buttons. See?
Oh, wow.
See, you have the yarn, and then you have these knots in the yarn. And these knots in the yarn are those that you see coming out. This is a bottonato fabric, like a tweed, that has these other buttons, other yarns in it, and the equestrian theme. This is also very interesting. It's a knobby wool with a watercolor print. So this is actually first a watercolor. First we do the painting, and then we transform it into a print. This is kind of the recipes of what yarns are used, like to create this chevron, as you were saying. And this is, you see, or for example, to create the check, you see all the different yarns that compose.
I see.
And this is when you see a melange color like this in a knitwear. These are all the colors that are in it, that actually create the recipe.
So you really need a colorist to really figure out how to realize some color.
Beautiful. Another organza. This is beautiful. Also beautiful embroidery made of sequins, pearls, and glass beads. And underneath you have an alpaca coat or jacket.
Okay. Those are pearls.
And the hat as well. In the ones in here. In here you have pearls and glass beads. And these are sequins. And as you see how thin they are, they're all overlapped to create the beautiful petals of this flower. In this, between the jacket and the hat, there's 35,000 of these little paillettes.
Wow.
And
I can imagine how long it takes to really finish.
Una,
Sure.
baby cashmere, and Gift of Kings that you already know. This is a new excellence, which is called Royal Lightness. And it's practically the lightest weight of double that's possible. If you feel it, it's feather light. So this is actually a double fabric, which is exceptional. It's taken us 2 years to study this and to be able to realize a fabric which is this thin that can actually be worked double. You see it here in the coats and in the jacket and in the pants. It's actually a blend of cashmere and wool, and the knit is instead wool and silk. And here you see, if you want to feel, this is a merino wool.
Okay,
when it's natural, this is the silk.
Amazing.
And here you have the cashmere yarn, the silk yarn, and when they're mixed together, because practically the silk is wrapped around the cashmere yarn, and this is what allows it to be so strong,
Okay.
to be able to weave something so thin. Because if not, the yarn would break
I see.
from how thin it is. And
So by
the
combining like two very delicate and soft
they're
fabrics, yarns, you can get something quite strong.
exactly. That's really the concept. Still very thin, but strong.
I see.
And as you see here, this is extremely light. And the double workmanship is, of course, a workmanship that means that it's finished by hand.
You're combining two layers of
No, because the fabric is double. So what
Okay.
happened, just like this, these are all double fabrics.
Yep.
Okay, which means that the fabrics are already double. And the thing with the double workmanship, which is different, is what you do is you open up the fabric. As this is here, so it goes through a little machine that opens it up, and then you reinforce it, and then you have to fold these two sides, and then as the lady is doing here, you stitch them by hand, and that's how you finish your piece, because the fabric is double, as you see here. So the special thing about this fabric is that it's so thin and it's double, because these are all double fabrics, but as you see the weight of them, then I mean this, you can do the same thing. You open it up, and then you can do the same workmanship as she's doing. But here you have a certain type of weight. With the
But
royal
by
light,
combining like two pieces of the doubled fabric, it gives you extra more protection. Is that
no,
why
you would never. Why you would do two?
Yes.
You usually do double fabrics
Yes.
because in order to create garments, because they're reinforced this way,
you don't need to add canvas.
exactly,
inside.
and that way you don't need to add adhesive, you don't need to add glue, you don't need to add anything, because
see.
the fabric already has its structure, and so you can create a coat, and you don't have, I mean, practically here,
Right.
except for the thread that's added to close this, you're not adding anything else, and the fabric is left untouched.
Got
With
it.
other pieces, when the fabric is, and then you need to start adding shoulder pieces, canvases,
Yes.
glues.
So it add the heaviness of.
So it adds extra weight. So the good thing about this is that they're super light and at the same time very warm.
Get it.
We start about a year ahead because the first 6 months we're doing the fabrics, and the
fabric
yarns, and
development.
the colors, and then we do the collection.
I see. And each collection, like how come you because most of the models are like let's say more like fundamental. How do you come up with those like new ideas
Well,
to bring?
we experiment. We try to see what kind of fabric we would like to achieve, what novelty, if we want to give it more texture, what kind of, and then from there we start studying with our mills until we reach. You experiment, you try different yarns, you try different solutions until you come up with the result that you're looking for.
Got it. Because I
Sometimes
remember.
it takes a longer time. Sometimes you and then afterward you have to test it.
Yes. I remember, like in an interview, the CEO said, no, not CEO. I think it's Sergio Loro Piana.
Yes.
He used to say he's not very fond of like stars designers. So he said, in our brand, we will never. The agreement we have with LVMH is like, if we sold our brand to you, you don't bring in
an
a
artistic
star.
director or a star designer.
So what's the challenge for you to bring all those like the freshness in every collection, but also not to bring too much, do not go too far about it.
No, I mean, I think it's, like I said, it's not, what we try to do is we try to respect the heritage of the brand. So this is what we're doing here. And we work collectively and we go through our archives and we try to always go back to where the concept came from. And we're not trying to we give a silhouette and we recreate what the heritage is and make it a lifestyle, but we're not trying to make a fashion statement.
Okay.
Or it's not about the vision of one person.
I see. So the ultimate goal is for the wearer to
Exactly.
to experience.
Exactly. It's really about the experience of quality, of a wholesome silhouette, of a wholesome lifestyle, and it's not about someone's vision or how they see another person.
I see.